for being here. I'm Mary Margaret Nelms. I'm the General Manager of WPDE. And just a few things real quick, I want to let you know that we are streaming this live today on our website and on social media. So if you've got any friends here, please let them know to go to our website right now and they can watch us live. Also, we have a lot of food left, so please grab some more if you would like. Help yourself. Make sure you get cookies and everything over there too. Thank you all so much for being here. All right, let's get started. So today, we come together to celebrate the heart and soul of our community. The individuals who go above and beyond to make a difference. And these are the people who inspire us, lift others up, and remind us. So send a heartfelt thank you to our sponsors, Elliott Realty. Their unwavering support allows us to shine a light on these extraordinary individuals and share their inspiring stories with the world. Elliott Realty has always been a champion for this community, and we are grateful for their partnership in making this event and recognition possible today. Now, to say a few words from our sponsor, please join me in welcoming Eric Griffiths from Elliott Realty.
Good afternoon. I'm Tara Griffiths with Elliott Realty. It is truly an honor to be here today as a proud sponsor for the Carolina Champion Award. On behalf of Elliott Realty, we are thrilled to sponsor this incredible celebration of service, dedication, and selflessness. Each year, the Carolina Champion Awards recognize extraordinary individuals who go above and beyond to make a difference in the lives of others. These honorees embody the very best of our community. People who see a need and take action, not for recognition, but simply because it's the right thing to do. At Elliott Realty, we believe in the power of giving back. We know that strong communities are built on kindness, generosity, and a willingness to help others. As it says in Colossians 6:9, let us not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. The work of our honorees is a testament to this truth, serving others with unwavering dedication, even when the rewards are not immediate. Today, we celebrate those who put others above themselves, those who inspire us with their compassion, their faith, and commitment to making the world a better place. You are the heart of this community, and your efforts do not go unnoticed. To all the nominees and award recipients, congratulations. Your work is an inspiration, and we are grateful for the impact you have on our community. Thank you to this esteemed initiative, Carolina Champion, for shining a light on these incredible individuals and giving us all a reason to come together in the spirit of service. It is an honor to be here today with all of you. Thank you, and may God bless you.
To help us celebrate today, I am thrilled to introduce Jennifer Apping. She is great at what she does and is just truly involved in everything with all of your sharing all of your stories, and you couldn't do it without her. She has a passion for sharing all of these uplifting stories. Through her work, she not only informs but inspires. So without further ado, please welcome Jennifer Apping.
You can't tell by my smile, this is one of my absolute favorite days of the entire year. I get to bring together so many amazing people that I've been blessed to meet over the past year, and some of you have been here. Some of you were one 3 years ago. So before we get started, I just want really quick, if you are a past recipient and you are back this year to support our new class of heroes here, could you please stand up really quick and let us recognize you? So that is one of the cool things about this. And when we first started getting this together, I love our management team said, you know what? We should bring people back year after year to let you continue networking and meeting each other. And that really is one of the things that we love most about this, is we get to bring all these like-minded people together, and you all get to celebrate each other, but hopefully inspire each other and learn from each other as well. So that makes this extra special for us today. And I also want to thank Elliott Realty for coming alongside us and supporting this program for years now, for at least 4 that I've been here. And we really, truly appreciate you seeing the value and our community leaders as well. And a big thanks to our management team, our news director, Mary Margaret, our general manager. When this program shifted, gosh, I guess it was last fall, Multiplying Good, that's what the Jefferson Awards were a part of. And that company, that organization is no longer viable. So we decided, what else can we do? Because this was really one of my favorite things. It's just getting to go out and tell a story once a month for no other reason than this person is doing good and this person cares about their community. So Mary Margaret, I believe, came up with our Carolina Champion, and this is something that we own, and we get to continue to grow and continue to invite you to be a part of. So again, I just thank you all for being here, for supporting this program, and most of all, I thank you to our champions for what you do in the community. So without further ado, who would like to see some of our inspiring stories? Yes? I would too. We are going to wait until the very end to take a picture. So we are going to share your stories, come up, and I'll present you with your medal and your plaque here. And then at the very end, we're going to get some individual pictures and then invite all of our recipients over to our sign over here and just get one big group shot to help remember today. So with that in mind, take it away, Tim.
Thanks to God for how He's been good to me. I really do. I work hard and He's blessed it.
Her hard work is much more like a labor of love, and she definitely lives up to her name, sharing God's grace and her gifts wherever and whenever she's needed.
I started with Mercy Hospice. I would go to people's house and cut their hair. I'll help people that couldn't get out. And then I would go to the hospital and sit with the patients so that their daughters or their husbands or wives could leave.
But in the midst of helping local families cope with cancer or other debilitating illnesses, Grace's family had their own heartbreak. In the late 80s, her mother was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
She died at 64, and she was bedridden for about 3 months. There was just something, seeing her there, that just made me want to go and do what I could to help somebody.
And she did just that, becoming a charter member of the South Carolina chapter of Look Good, Feel Better. Long before TikTok or Pinterest were options for inspiration, a local charity of beauty professionals would travel and do in-person makeovers to help women look and feel their best while going through cancer treatments.
Whenever you would sit in your chair and you would put that wig on and you did their makeup and you helped them, and that was just, you could see them lighten up, you know, and maybe some of them wore wig, but you would tie scarves and show them how they could do that, or how they could wear a scarf or a bill cap.
In her award nomination letter, Grace was described as a bright light in a cancer patient's dark world. But Grace sees it differently.
And it's an honor to me. And you say, well, I'm making money. No. When I do these things for people, I don't make no money for it. Because I don't charge them.
Even paying for the wigs herself when the person in her chair can't. Because over the years, these clients and cancer patients have become more like friends and family.
It breaks your heart whenever some of them don't make it. But you know that you're not God and you can't heal them. All you can do is just heal their spirit. Just help their spirit. That's all you can do.
So whether it's a prayer for peace, a makeup makeover, or a chic new cut or wig, Grace Hardley continues to multiply good, helping others navigate an unimaginable diagnosis and finding beauty and even joy in the journey.
And you know what I get from like, sometimes they cry, sometimes I cry, sometimes we don't cry. But it's fun. We hug and we just enjoy each other.
Unfortunately, Grace could not be here today, so that just means I have to make another run by her salon, which I'm not complaining about, to present her with her award. Also, I'll make sure, can everybody in the back hear okay? You guys good? Okay. Next up.
Cancer is a word that strikes fear into the hearts of many.
I was first diagnosed in 2010 with breast cancer. And then in 2015, I was diagnosed again with a different type of breast cancer. It was 2 different types of breast cancer. And then I went in 18 into metastasis. It spread across my chest. And in 21, it came back again.
But this 4-time cancer survivor and former nurse, June Shea, never let cancer break her spirit.
I've been under a lot of treatment, but I've had a lot of people backing me and helping me, my family, my husband, and my whole team.
Speaking of her team, well, it might not look quite the same as other cancer support networks.
It's very different than a support group because it's a very active program. You were actually out in the radio, paddling with the radio with 20 other people.
June found her strength, and as her team likes to say, awoke her inner dragon on a boat in the middle of the Waccamaw River with other cancer warriors just like herself.
I found that these people had a very positive attitude. They supported you and they shared this common bond with you and they gave you hope and energy, and it was just a vibrance on the boat. It's kind of like getting a second family all at once.
Why are cancer survivors and dragon boats? Well, it began decades ago with a doctor in Canada who was trying to help breast cancer survivors avoid lymphedema, a condition that causes swelling in the arms after lymph nodes are damaged during radiation or chemo. He thought that repetitive motion involved in, say, paddling a dragon boat, for instance, might improve their circulation.
Well, he did the study for 2 years, and after 2 years he found something very different. Not only did it improve their outcome, but they formed a bond, a sharing, a support for each other. They encouraged each other. They gave each other hope.
Fast forward a few years, and just over a dozen women started their own group in Pawleys Island, but it wasn't always smooth sailing in the beginning.
In 2007, we didn't have a boat. We used to sit in lawn chairs or folding chairs with paddles, practicing.
Today, though, the team has nearly 80 men and women. They paddle under the guidance of a trained coach at competitions all across the country.
We set up 2 original members, too, who still paddle.
Proving that age is just a number with this group. Their youngest team member is in their 50s. Their oldest, in their 90s. June is now the president of this nonprofit Dragon Boat at the Beach group and uses it as a platform.
We're always looking for cancer survivors that could use us and could benefit by the kind of sharing that we have.
Reinforcing her team's message, doctors save our lives, but dragon boating saves our spirit.
There is life after cancer. It's not a death sentence. Cancer changes us, but you can't let it defeat you.
And with her husband and biggest cheerleader, Bill, by her side, June has no plans of putting her paddle down anytime soon.
Each day is special and it changes, and you know, personally as my grandchildren are growing and progressing in their careers, and you just enjoy that. That's so different for a cancer survivor than any other person. It's just the willingness and wanting to be here, wanting to share a role with everybody.
June was one of the most inspiring women I've ever had the honor of sharing her story. After that story ran, a few months later, unfortunately, June lost her battle with cancer. But behind her still, she has an amazing group of pink ladies that are here today that are carrying on her spirit and her message, and her husband Bill, and her granddaughter Gabrielle, who she bragged about, is recently graduating from the Citadel and is now working at Waccamaw High School. They are here in June's honor today to accept her awards. And again, the Pink Ladies, we appreciate you being here as well. So come on.
We have one for each of them.
Marcus McGurk wears a lot of hats. He serves as a Latta Town Council member, as the Lake City Youth Intervention Program Manager, and in a role truly close to his heart, founder and director of the Save Our Youth Mentoring Movement.
I was, I guess, what you call the at-risk youth, turned at promise. And so coming back after graduating college, coming back here in the town of Latta, just to make sure that the younger generation would see that someone who's been in their shoes before, in their walk of life, will come back and be able to show them a better way in life.
There was a time in Marcus's life when he wasn't sure there was a better way for him. He lost his father at just 11 years old and lost his way many times as a teen.
There was a lot of, I would make it CH15, or I would make it CH18 or 21, and so I always just try to tell the kids, don't let anybody put limitations on you.
Early in his life, he saw firsthand what limitless love and generosity looked like.
My grandparents, who reared me and many other of my cousins and their grandchildren, instilled in us the importance of giving back.
It sounds like your grandparents have left quite a legacy in you that you're now paying forward.
I had the opportunity to ride around with my grandfather, and see him help people when they didn't have gas or they didn't have food.
Even when he didn't have an abundance himself.
And see, I would say God would bless me because I made a way for somebody else at my lowest point.
One of Marcus's low points came after high school. Without a real direction for his future, he was blessed with a message from his grandparents' pastor.
He said, if there's any young man or one young girl who wants to go to Morris College, we'll help take care of the first semester for them. I took up the offer and I went to Morris College, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
He struggled at first, being on academic and social probation at times, but before graduation, he excelled.
I was the senior class president, criminal justice club president. I served in the SGS treasurer. I was on the chorale and gospel choir.
The next step on his road to success might have been a speed bump to some, but for Marcus, it served as just a little more fuel for the fire inside of him.
And it's funny because the person who hired me, DJJ from Marion County, was my probation officer 10 years before. You know, she just kind of gave me that spark. She said, I knew who you were before, and now I know who you are now. And so I think you would have benefit to you.
2016, a different type of inspiration hit, much harder than Marcus could have imagined.
A good friend of mine, actually, he was shot and murdered here in Latta. And so from then on, I just started networking with other people to try to change the trajectory.
But from that tragedy, the Save Our Youth movement was born in 2016. And what began as a back-to-school event has grown to include leadership conferences, life skill courses, hours of mentorship, thousands of dollars in scholarships awarded, and of course, one of the core missions, the importance of giving back.
Two of my seniors that graduated this year have over 475 community service hours each, respectively. The program has successfully graduated 22 youth out of Save Our Youth in 8 years. We have 4 that are in the military, 2 Navy and 2 United States Army. We have individuals who are playing collegiate football and basketball on academic rides.
Marcus believes that by giving of your time, as his grandparents did for him, we can all help save our youth.
That's the best thing that we can give to somebody else is them. We can love and show up for them every day.
I definitely think you are embodying the at-risk to at-promise. Marcus, please come down and join us and help me give another round of applause. while our first recipient, Grace, couldn't be here, her son is here, Teddy Hunt. Teddy, would you mind coming down and accepting your mom's award, please?
You don't have to speak for very long before his hope, his gratitude, and dedication to his dreams become crystal clear. And in his line of work, a positive attitude is crucial.
It's a mindset, and it's a thing of welcome to our home, welcome to your home.
It's just like a family environment.
That is exactly the goal. It is a family environment.
From the outside, Sea Haven looks like just another beautiful little country residence, but it's much more than that.
Our mission is to provide a safe place for youth and places with respect and dignity. And so we get that absolutely first.
Curtis is the executive director of Sea Haven for Youth in Little River. And among their services, they help provide shelter, food, education, and safety for homeless or at-risk youth, a need that's close to Curtis's heart.
What first drew you into helping children in need or children in desperate situations? Where did that come from for you wanting to help?
Jennifer, I'll tell you why. That's because I was one of these kids, right? I grew up in the foster care system. I was adopted twice. Unfortunately, my sister and I went through a lot of abuse in those homes from age 8 to age 12, where I ran away from these homes over 336 times.
But there was one foster home where a fire was lit, and it set him on a path to a better life.
I never got to stay in this foster home for a year and a half, but it was the most impactful year and a half of my life. This is where we learned manners and etiquette. This is where the first time we ever felt safe, right? And I always wanted to chase that, right? That safety. When I would run away all those times, I used to pray to grow up to be a husband and father.
But his path to get there, it was anything but easy. Being one of 13 kids in a house, Curtis says he learned to fend for himself. He started working by age 15 just to stay out of trouble. And at 17, met his future wife. Part of his dream was coming true. Then at 28 years old, he and his sister were reunited with their biological father, taking him from New Jersey to Charlotte, North Carolina, and paving the way to a career and even more gratitude on the Grand Street.
I go from nothing, right, to having this big, beautiful family. And we cherish it. And I think what I love about it is I actually get up to do what I love every day. You know what I mean? It's never, and I tell our staff this, there's never a day I don't want to come here.
Especially when he knows he's now passing on the hope that was so hard won for him.
They'll say the same thing you said. Like, man, I didn't know I don't know where I was going to go. After hearing, and looking at you, now I see that I can make it out.
Curtis Joe found motivation in his trauma and uses his triumphs to continue multiplying good for future generations.
Taking care of something so delicate as the population that we serve, let me tell you something, it's a thing of beauty, right?
Now you see why I absolutely love this part of my job.
Larry Miller has an incurable condition. He truly has a servant's heart, and he's proud to say it runs in the family.
My grandfather, I lived with him all the way through school, and every Saturday and Sunday, he was helping somebody. He would get me out of bed, let's go. I could be digging out bushes, I could be painting, I never knew where, I never knew people, never saw them again. Never got paid, it was just, that's what we did. That was the beginning of it.
Since then, his mission to bless others has grown exponentially, after making his way to the grandstand from Wisconsin.
Little did I know that I would meet a family that operated this center.
That center is Myrtle Beach Bowl.
This is never looking back. This is home now.
At the Bowling Center, he's raised money for everything from veterans organizations to care boxes for active duty soldiers who are serving overseas to food banks as well, all thanks to his bowlers.
And you realize that's what we can do. The power of the bowling center is amazing. The power of the people.
And the power of people is no more evident than with Faith Outreach Ministries, where Larry currently serves as president.
Our pastor at Church of Resurrection, Ron, had a vision in 2014 to start a food ministry. And there were 5, 6 of us that said, we'd like to be involved. Our first distribution, we had 30 families. And we were going, is this really something we need to do because it was so slow? And we never knew how it would grow. We grew and we officially became Faith Outreach Ministries in 2015 when we had to realize we were growing too big and we needed to do more community than out of just one church.
So they teamed up as a partner agency with the Low Country Food Bank. They began helping with disasters like floods, and then came the COVID pandemic.
You talk to people coming through, every line, people just lost somebody that week. People, it's just the amount of deaths at the beginning of that was just, as we all know, outrageous.
And since then, Larry and his many helpers from several different churches have only seen the need and desperation grow. They have people wait hours for Saturday distributions that start at 7 a.m.
People will come and park in our parking lot, wait for us to open up, starting at 7:30 at night, and sleep in the parking lot. You don't do that unless you leave. It's real. You know, you come and these are real people's stories. These aren't what people think it is. It's real. It's your neighbors. Your neighbors just trying to figure it out like all of you. Some people lost their jobs. Some people get downsized. Many people lost a house.
And because of that, the amount of locations and food, it continues to grow.
Currently, we now do 7 distributions a month in 6 different locations and operate a pantry 2 to 3 days a week.
Which equates to a massive amount of food. For instance, from 2016 to 2023 alone,
we served over 3 million pounds of food. That equates to almost 3 million meals. And that's a city. That's a big, decent-sized city that you're feeding.
but Larry says it's not the numbers that he focuses on.
This is the one business I'd like to be out of business. So, always, I try to understand it. I said, just serve the person in front of you. That's the number. Whoever's in front of you that needs food, that's the only number I care about.
And for Larry, this outreach is about so much more than just the food that helps nourish the body. His goal is to also help feed the soul.
I will come back with the most incredible stories because people know me when they stop me. I usually work the front line and that's how they're going and that's, would you like to be prayed with? Is there anything I should be praying with you for?
And for his sea of volunteers, that's who Larry credits with allowing him to continue multiplying good.
Leadership is getting all of us involved with arm to arm and making that happen. And I'm blessed with just the most incredible crew.
We are so very thankful for your servant's heart and it being incurable, Larry.
Stephanie Warren inherited her love for helping others.
Both my parents are very involved in the community, and if folks needed things, they just kind of hopped in and did them, and always giving of their time, from donating Christmas gifts to donating their skills. My dad's always been into, building and construction, so I always wanted to have it, and that was fun to get to share something that we had done, or, we always done together, and get to work on buildings and houses.
But it was a volunteer experience she had nearly 20 years ago as a student at Myrtle Beach High School that brought her to her current position as executive director of the Grand Strand Miracle League, an organization that provides sports and recreational opportunities for individuals with disabilities.
I went out there the first game of the first season, and I had a buddy, Steven, and we shared together for 4 years until he moved away, and I went to college, and nowhere I wanted to be other than there on a Saturday, and so the organization has always had a special place in my heart.
And after spending 10 years in New York City, Stephanie was driven by both the pandemic and her southern roots to make the move back to the Grand Strand.
And so when I got back, it was wonderful to find opportunities to volunteer and get back involved in my community.
At the Miracle League, Stephanie found her way back to a community that had already stolen her heart.
What's the best part of it? There's no place more joyful. You will find nowhere happier. Our careers bring so much joy and so much love.
From participants on baseball and soccer fields to golf courses and cheer practice, over 200 athletes and many more volunteers make up this amazing league, where smiles are far more valuable than points.
They want to be successful and they want to see their friends be successful, and they just so much joy. And I think you can learn a lot from their sports. You sure can. You sure can.
They are setting their athletes up to be successful on the field or from the sidelines.
You know, we're trying to add some different things to make sure that anyone who's on our field can feel comfortable and feel like themselves. We really work on improving our accessibility at our fields, so we have communication boards for those who may not be verbal. We have sensory kits with noise and headphones and some fidget tools if folks get a little overwhelmed in our field.
What's some of the changes that you see in these athletes from the beginning of the season through the end, especially for those who maybe have never had this experience?
Yeah, friendships. You know, you think about the friends that you made doing sports or getting on activities. It's really fun to see their confidence grow and see something special.
And more volunteer bodies to their roster is always a big goal. And Stephanie knows firsthand the impact these inspiring athletes can have.
Even my buddy will always have a place in my heart. He was just the best. I always joke every game talk to him, and we were at the Orioles, and so he's the only person I will wear orange for.
For Stephanie Warren, multiplying good is in her genes, and teaming up with the Miracle League was truly a home run.
They're amazing, amazing humans, and getting to continue to grow our programming, grow our programs, our players, has just been great this year.
One of my favorite parts of this luncheon actually paired Stephanie over with Larry, the two who just met, because we're now going to work on them doing some together. Is that not wonderful? Is a man on a mission, not only to get back to the community he loves, but to empower and shape tomorrow's leaders.
So I want to learn and build their own legacy. Your key goal is to really just make better leaders in homes and communities.
In 2020, G-Line Legacy's nonprofit organization was formed in Florence, South Carolina, as a mentorship program designed to help young men create a path to success.
So how did they come to get to fruition?
It's a real funny story. So my sons, I used to hang out in my garage. My garage was somewhat my main cage, so they would call it G-Land. So when I say down the road, G-Land, I was okay, tell them that I'm in the building. Now that's legacies at the end, so that's why it's G-Land legacy.
Was there something in your past or the way you were raised or something you encountered that gave you this philanthropic spirit?
I guess a lot of it comes from family. I come from a single mother household, but my just used I saw leadership, and my grandfather always gave me a lot of little nuggets.
Sean says he is so thankful for the seeds his grandfather planted in him, and now he finds joy in sowing the same inspiration into the young men he mentors.
So I try to give that confidence, because again, that's one of the things I wasn't given as a youngster. I always told them, look, I was going to go past me. Don't think I'm just wrong with you. You be the best version of you.
And a lot of kids don't have anyone to tell them.
Exactly. And one of the questions I think I'll ask most of my G-Lab members, what do you feel like is the best father? Because there's certain thing, a lot of people do not answer that question, because they've never been asked. You know, there's always, but if you ask what they do wrong, they can tell you everything they do wrong.
And Sean believes finding what these young men do well is the key to helping them thrive, not just survive.
What are some careers you can go into that can highlight that quality? Because I know a lot of them play video games. But you use AI, look, okay, how many careers can you create in the video game industry?
GLAB not only helps them plan for a successful career, but also teaches them how to do everything from crafting a resume to navigating budgets and performing basic car repair skills.
And working on cars, y'all. Don't get scratched, you get all kinds of stuff.
And most importantly, Sean shares the importance of keeping a positive mindset through life's challenges.
That's just how I think. I always been like that. More so as a problem solver than a problem creator. Because everybody comes with whatever problem they have, but there's few people who actually try to sit down and solve an issue.
The group currently has 75 registered participants. Sean and his fellow volunteers are using their community connections to help bridge the gap between teens and local leaders.
I don't want to hear an officer involved involving kids here in Florence, and we all a cohesive unit and working together, so it's not us against the police.
Working together, multiplying good, providing a better future for their participants and the city.
We're trying to make sure we create as many positive beings as possible to come from the city of Florence, despite the background circumstances.
People, if I could just bottle up your optimism and your positive spirit, we could all be millionaires. I hope it continues to be the case.
It may sound like a simple name.
Organ Hearts, affectionately known as FGH, is literally for human hearts. I always tell people to spell it out for you, F-O-U-R, because sometimes we think forgiving, like I forgive you, but I'm like, no, it is for F-O-U-R because it represents the 4 midnight children that my parents had together.
But it has a very profound meaning.
It's an organization that's in the memory of my brothers R.J. McKnight and John Paul McKnight. Everything about this organization is connected to our legacy, their memory. So when you look at the logo colors of 40 in Hearts, I always want to tell people the logo colors are our birthstones. So that's why you see the 2 green, the twin, and we're obvious babies. But you also see the birthstone colors of my brothers.
Charlene McKnight founded this nonprofit in 2018 as a way to put purpose to her pain, using the organization as a platform to help educate the public about the very disease that took her oldest brother, RJ.
My brother died from sickle cell, may not be here physically, but he's with us in spirit, and I know he would be super proud of the work that we're doing.
Sickle cell is an inherited disorder that affects the body's ability to carry oxygen in red blood cells because those cells become contorted into a C or a sickle shape.
Imagine a traffic jam, and all those red sickle cells are just blocking that oxygen from going through the body. Because the body is not getting what it needs, unfortunately for many more issues, you end up having organ damage, many have strokes, eye issues. It's just, the complications of it is just excruciating.
Charlene and her army of volunteers spread awareness about the often debilitating disease through countless events and campaigns.
To now be able to have an impact on other people, other warriors and their families, which we couldn't do for him when he was here, it's just a great feeling.
And she's happy to report it truly has become a family affair.
So how does that help you and your family honor him?
You know, the interesting thing is, of course, we all deal with loss and grief differently, but it's amazing to see, even though my parents may not be the ones who always want to talk about it, they are so in the background supporting me, asking me, what do you need?
And her twin, well, she uses her design skills to help promote this massive mission. Because FGH not only spreads awareness about sickle cell, but are community champions in so many other ways.
Whether it's through our annual MLK giveaway in partnership with the PCAP Emergency Shelter, or popping up at laundromats where we pay for the loads of clothes and give money detergent free, or when we are collecting our holiday cards for our nursing home residents every winter to give for the Christmas, Thanksgiving season. You know, it's just all of that combined. It's just a joy to be able to help people. We love serving and helping people no matter what the cause is.
Charlene also shares her love of community through the Junior League of Florence and her Alpha Kappa Alpha sorority, all while working full-time as a teacher. So we had to know, how does she do it all?
I led to do this work. And because of that, it has its struggles and its trials. So I don't force things. I don't rush things. I plan and I'm prepared. So when opportunity presents itself, I can grab it.
And those opportunities have provided Charlene with a truly priceless and inspiring outlook on life.
It's my lifeline, so I love helping people, and I love my brothers. Sometimes I get emotional because, of course, when doing this, you know why you're doing it, and so you get emotional. Then I'm like, okay, girl, wipe those tears, let's go. And yeah, so I have a lot more smiles for the tears, so it's all a joy.
Charlene, let's go. Come on up. Let's go. I have a feeling both of your brothers are giving you a standing ovation today. February 8th, 2021 is the day Jason Black will never forget.
I had a total of 12 strokes, 3 hemorrhagic, which were bleeds, and 19, which were clots.
He was in the hospital for over a month.
The neurology team told me and my family and my sister-in-law that they would expect me to walk. And they ran.
At just 49 years old, Jason says he had a choice to make. He could fight to live or give up and die. And he says he's never been a quitter.
I knew no one would tell my story, because if I was able to tell the story, then perhaps it would help one person. And I think I've done that. And I just don't want to stop.
What was the hardest part of your recovery?
Well, the one thing, I don't know, it was just like a light switch trip, and I knew that I was going to be okay. I didn't know to what level I would progress. I never imagined myself being here. Right now, doing this. But here I am.
Here you are.
And if I can do anybody can.
Something else Jason is more thankful than ever to do, giving back to others in need.
To me, it's the right thing to do. And I've always had a penchant for helping people, but it has tremendously elevated in the last 4 years.
Now he's motivated to help others who have experienced a life-changing event.
So many of these people in the area don't have a home. They lost everything.
He saw the devastation in western North Carolina online and used his hard-won perseverance to galvanize a crew here along the Grand Strand.
I knew how to trailer at work. I knew I had people that did. And again, just connect the dots and secured a 34-foot trailer that we fueled supplies through Beach Church. And we went to Greenwood, South Carolina, to Conway Maxwell Children's Home.
That was the first of many trips for Jason, but it was one mission in particular that he won't soon forget. The bridge he saw destroyed in that video that moved him to act was now right in front of him.
As my buddy and I were driving home from White Mountain, you pass right through slow road to get back to Interstate 40. I looked, as I'm looking at the river, and I'm like, that's the bridge I saw. And like the reality of what I saw in the video hit me. And it's powerful. Extremely powerful.
What a full circle moment that.
It's extremely rewarding, super humbling.
4 years ago, Jason Black had to learn to walk, to talk, and to live again. And now he's thankful for every moment he's given and hopes he can inspire others to appreciate what they have as well.
I would just encourage people, just do this. Just be a good person. Be kind. Do the right thing. It's not hard.
Awesome.
And the best part, it doesn't cost a dime. You never know the impact it will have on just one person.
He's with us today. He's probably helping someone right now, but we will make sure that he gets his awards.
Her mission may sound simple,
To serve others, because that's just what God called me to do.
but it's far from it.
Was there a moment where God just put it on your heart to be a servant for others?
Even in school, I just love helping. And so when I graduated high school, I became a nurse, but that still just wasn't enough.
Well, Dr. Barbara Black's vision for what would become a nonprofit started back in 2000. She officially kicked the organization into high gear in 2015, and she opened the doors to Lydia's Nest just 4 years later in downtown Johnsonville.
Everybody asks me who's Lydia. She's one of the most forgotten ladies in the Bible.
That too was divine intervention. She says God put that specific name on her heart.
When Paul and Silas were going from city to city, praying and ministering to each other, she was the one that made sure that they had something to eat. She made sure that they had a place to stay. I was like, wow, that's me.
From after-school programs to senior citizen outreach, the staff of mostly volunteers at Lydia's Resource Center strives to help prevent poverty, improve the health of the community by providing resources, social services, and educational opportunities.
See you. Merry Christmas. I love you.
We caught up with Barbara on a massive food distribution day. Cars were lined up for blocks as bags, boxes, and hugs full of holiday cheer were given out to all.
Somebody may not have no food in their home, so I want to make sure that they have what they need.
2 other initiatives involve causes that are deeply personal to Barbara.
I think the Single Moms Ministry is close to my heart. I was a single mom, and I grew up in a single mom home.
She is also a voice for those who have been victims of domestic violence.
My sister was murdered here in Johnsonville on the street, Delaware, back in 1992, and I know a little about it.
Barbara believes the process of writing her book, God Heals the Broken, and helping victims become survivors has been crucial in her own journey.
And what has that done for your healing?
It felt like an elephant was lifted off of my chest. And it just gave me more joy, and it gave me more freedom to speak about it more. I'm the voice of my sister. That's the way I look at it.
Through faith, family, and forgiveness, Barbara Black has become a beacon of light and a champion in her community.
And you know, God will use anybody to do it, but I'm just grateful that He chose me to be His hands and feet in this area of Johnsonville.
She survived many struggles along the way.
As long as you and God, there's a chance to sorrow.
And has become a beautiful picture of strength, resilience, and compassion.
There's a chance to always get better and be better. There's a chance to give love and show love.
And if I could use one word to describe this woman, joy is it in abundance. Again, this is one of my favorite days of the year, and this is why. To bring all these amazing champions together. And before we actually announce who our, first of all, I wish we could give everybody the awards, because you all deserve it. Thankfully, I have two, because I absolutely cannot. I love each of these people so much. But I also want to announce that I'm going to be here today, but last year's winner for our region, Jacob Eisecker with Waymaker Wheelchairs, he actually, we didn't get to send him to New York last year like we normally would with Multiplying Good Closing, but we are donating $1,000 to his nonprofit as our way of saying thank you and just for all the work that he does. So we will make sure that Jacob gets that. And again, before we announce, if you guys can give us just a few minutes after this, we would love to get a picture with all the past recipients and all of this year's recipients really quick, and then we'd like to get some individual pictures if you have time, pretty please. So without further ado, I would like to announce our winner for our region, and we do have a $1,500 check to present, and this is a tough one. But I'm thankful that we have a very big crew here to accept this on behalf of Jim Shea. So you're so lucky to have them. And we know that this small amount now her husband and granddaughter, please come back up and accept this. I would like to get a picture with our team as well. So again, if we could get yours after this, and again, I just want to thank everyone here. You just being here means so much to us, not just what you do in the community, but supporting this program. And if there is a Carolina champion in your community that you know of, please go to WPDE.com and nominate, because we get to continue doing this for a whole nother year. So again, thank you all so much for being here today. We truly appreciate you.